I love the women's game victory indeed. It's sweet. That was Nasarawa Amazons defeated Rivers Angels to become the ITO Cup champions for 2019. Let's welcome Toby Adepoju. Toby, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Yeah, good to be back on the show.
Yeah.
Great weekend with the ITO Cup. We waited for a long time and we had it yesterday. I think there was no goals in 2 games. Disappointed in terms of maybe the players' performance, but sometimes, finals are always cagey, pretty difficult. Everybody wants to be very careful. The trophy is the ultimate. But I think I was pretty excited with what Amazon did. Someone just have to stop Rivers Angels. I mean, they have been dominant. I've been looking forward to this, and I think, Nasarawa Amazon did a very good job to stop them. I mean, you get that from the penalty shooter was very good. So Rivers Angels will have a feel of what they did to a lot of teams in the final. So
they love the cup. I think out of 8, they won 7 times.
I mean, that's really massive, and kudos to them. I mean, they've really done well, and sometimes this setback is good for the game. Someone just have to stop. What they've really done, but kudos to them. They deserve our respect, and Amazon should just expect this enjoy this for a while. I know Rivers Angels will bounce back, and it will be massive in the next edition.
Let's see confirmation of the results. Ended 5-4 on penalties. Let's see right there. The regulation time was goalless. On penalties, Nasarawa Amazons went on to win 5-4. And Rivers Angels, as Toby said, they will go back. They'll look at it. The good thing is both sides, they know themselves so well. Let's see. Other women's team need to also step up, make it very competitive.
Very important.
We've seen Ibom Angels also show some quality. Abia Angels, Edo Queens, Delta
Queens last season, won the league. Really did a good job. Also, Rivers Angels were also close on that one. I mean, they just need to show up. I think those Sunshine Stars, I beg your pardon, Sunshine Queens that really broke this dominance I think a couple of years ago in 2012 or so. I will look forward to see how these other female teams really step up to challenge Rivers Angels. But I mean, you have to give it to them. Like I said, they do the best business in terms of transfer of players. I mean, I think they are one of the highest paid women's team in Nigeria. So the reason why we see them accumulate this, so it wasn't fluke. I mean, they really work for it. They deserve it in terms of management, the players, the coaches, and the rest. So. But I really want to see the very huge and better competition. I hope other teams will really step up. Amazon has started it. And I hope maybe other people will step up and fight against Angels.
Yeah, that's good. So that's it. The champions of the Women's ITO Cup, Nasarawa Amazons, and they really did celebrate that victory. I mean, when you beat Rivers Angels, you need to rub it in. So that's it with the women's final. And there were loads of dancing and singing and the moments to relish.
I always admire the ladies, what they bring to the cup final, the dance, the emotion, the songs is always very beautiful to see from the ladies. That was Bayelsa Queens last year in Lagos. It's always fun. When Rivers Angels also won a couple of years ago, the dance. Last year also in Yenagoa. So the women's final is always beautiful. What the ladies bring to it off the pitch.
Yeah, the women's final always beautiful. See a lot of emotions. The men's final always intense. Kano Pillars and Niger Tornadoes. They were looking for that trophy badly. They wanted it. Kano Pillars haven't won it for a long time, and so. So right from when the national anthem went down, we knew that we're going to have a very cagey affair, and yes, it was cagey.
Yeah, expectedly, the last 4-5 edition, has really been decided on penalties. Maybe last year wasn't cagey, 6 goals, massive final we had in Asaba. But this one, the breaking built-in, the momentum of the players, stopped. A bit of momentum dropped because in the semi-final, Pillars scored 4 goals. So yes, even though they play against Aklosandi, but for a team that scored 4 goals in the semi-final, for Tornadoes who also had a brilliant run, I was expecting goals in this one. I never thought it's going to be a goalless affair. But I mean, final, the ultimate is to go for the trophy. I mean, it's to ensure. And for both teams, we know the history. Niger Tornadoes won this title once before this. Kano Pillars founded in 1990, about 29 years ago. They've not won it after winning the 4 league title. They really want to lay their hands on this title. Rabiu Ali on the edge of closing his career. They really want to win this. Gambo and the rest. So Pillars dominated, created a lot of chances. Kudos to Niger Tornadoes goalkeeper. Alinko had a great game, had a lot of saves in that one. It could have been a very better result for Kano Pillars. But I mean, at the end of the day, they got it. And the penalty shooter was very funny in Austin. I think it was about 10 penalties.
You lose.
I mean, it was so funny. And at the end of the day, Tornadoes lost it. Not really good for the coach of Niger Tornadoes also. Two finals. And like I said, unlucky Bala and then lucky Musa the coach who lost last year, who had controversy over his contract. At some point, they left. They brought him back. Really excited to see him also win. I mean, he learned a lot of lessons last season, came back this season, finished with intercontinental ticket in the league, and also finished the season with a cup title. Looked very, very good for Musa.
And the fans actually came out. Yeah, they came out. They did their part at the end of the match also. Lots of fans right there at the Amadou Bello Stadium in Kaduna. It was good. And these fans, when the ladies were playing, they were chilling at home. And then the moment the guys were coming out, it was a packed stadium. It was good. This was another good moment that Mustafa Aliko actually stepped up big time for Niger Tornadoes. Rabiu Ali was the major talking point. Toby, what's the controversy? Was he supposed to play this match?
Yeah, according to the rules, according to the verdict of LMC, he was supposed to play. Record when this issue happened in the Super 6, yes, in Lagos. He was suspended for 12 matches. And clearly, from the LMC and also from the framework, he was suspended for 12 MPFL games. There was no recommendation to the LFF to ratify or to the O&D or the appeal committee. It was a straight verdict from the LMC.
And this was the verdict, right, during the Super 6. Sequel to the crowd disturbances. You remember that crowd trouble?
That against Rangers International.
Against Rangers, Kano Pillars and Rangers, and the disturbances and harassment of match referees. In one of the fixtures of match day 4 of the MPFL Championship playoff, Kano Pillars FC has been fined 8 million naira, and its captain Rabiu Ali banned from all MPFL activities and matches for a period of 12 matches.
Yes, also let's break it down.
It's the MPFL.
MPFL, organized by the LMC, and then we all know that the ITO Cup is organized by the NFF competition department. This is two different organizations, two different rules. Yes, I mean there might be different opinion about major of rules, but I have Austin. We need to play and respect the rules we have.
The NFF should have ratified that or come out with a statement to say whether or not.
No, Austin, if you check the rules, the LMC framework is very clear. LMC have the power to make decision, to make verdict. Maybe at some points in their rules, I think around 8.9 or so, you can make recommendation to the federation. If you don't make a recommendation to the federation, it stops on the box of the LMC to make a final verdict on this one. And what we have on Rabiu Ali, it was only Rabiu Ali. You recall the issue of the Sunshine coach who throw punch against Nobi Stars goalkeeper, Ospino Egbe. He was suspended for MPFL games. Here is the truth of the matter: is Austin, we need to respect the rules. In as much as you have a different opinion about how things run, the rules is the rules. So we need to respect that.
So according to Toby's analysis, Rabiu Ali was good to go in that final match of the ITO Cup. Let's go on this final break. When we come back, more talks from the 2019 ITO Cup final. And I forgot some time, I'll tell you about the Homeless World Cup. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. You can be part of the show. Let's talk about the 2019 ITO Cup final. Kano Pillars, they are champions. Finally, you guys are talking. Let me take this one from Abidemi Ilori. He says, the Badminton Federation, they're doing a good job. I agree. They also need to send some of their players on refresher courses abroad. You're shaking tables. You're shaking tables. We know the coaches are going abroad for refresher courses. Salami Sadiq says, I'm still not convinced about how Rabiu Ali was allowed to participate in the ITO Cup final. After all he did during the Super 6 competition, how will his suspension now serve as deterrent to others? It was for that competition. And we said it that the rules are the rules. It was for MPFL matches. This is a cup competition. And as Toby said, it is organized by the NFF competitions department. So maybe we need to sing the laws. If you misbehave here, it's going to affect you here. So they can't give you red card, for instance, in the English Premier League, and they tell you miss the FA Cup.
Yeah, it happens. In the EPL usually do it suspension, they take it to the cup. But don't you know, this season, I think EPL also switched to different rules. You won't take suspension from the league to the cup. It happens also in Spain. Get suspended in the league, it doesn't come to Copa del Rey. In Italy also. So also when people come up and say global practice, I'm shocked. The FIFA says every FA are independent of their own rules. You create the rules around FIFA rules. We don't have to do everything, the APLs on their own leagues of football. We can be independent of their own rules.
And guess where they are.
And Austin, rules are created considering your environment. Austin, you know the issue. If you want to start merging the ITO Cup with the LMC, transferring of information. And then you start having about query about players playing with sanction.
A lot, but I get where people are coming from because we didn't like those things.
Austin, I also agreed. I'm also part of the advocate. What Rabiu Ali did, the legend, with a lot of respect for him. try to bring the game to disrepute. But what I'm saying is, there's a rules in place. There's a process in place. We just have to respect that. We can suggest rules. We're not saying it is something that should ruin Nigerian football. Rabi Ali played before the final. Why are we not raising this issue? They played before this final in these ITO Cup games. And it is clear, LMC is suspended for MPFL activities. LMC doesn't run the activities of the ITO Cup.
Yeah, I agree. So that's what it is. Football fans, the emotions sometimes, we must bring it to play, but it is what it is. Rabi Ali has his medal at home now. I'm sure he's lifted that trophy about 10 times before he dropped it. Let's talk about the major low. Shameful, yeah. So that's what a lot of persons, pundits, football followers in Nigeria have tagged it. The fans' invasion of the pitch to be yet again. We've seen it in almost every major competition in this country. Why is it such a big deal for the NFF to make sure that there are proper measures in place to control crowd?
Yeah, honestly, Austin, I'm disappointed. Like we said, when it happened in Lagos, blame thrown at the Lagos FA, the LMC. And here, absolutely 100% blame should fall on the table of the NFF, with the organizers of this competition. And also maybe in conjunction with the Kaduna State government, the host. I mean, we know the Northerners are passionate about football. We know their passion for football. And you have to do extraordinary job to keep them at their base if you don't want them to do pitch invasion. I mean, Austin, in 2019, we're still having this. It's really shameful and disappointing. I mean, I'm really disappointed. I saw the
medal ceremony for about an hour, Austin, trying to get persons off the pitch.
Austin, at the AFCON, you can't even move just 1 inch from where CAF want you to stop. So the fans can't move, the journalists can't move, even the dignitaries can't move.
You're talking about a match day. You can't even go close to the stadium. I went to the World Cup. I was trying to do a piece to come for Nigeria, Argentina. I can't go close to the stadium.
Austin is very
put
sad.
Rules in place that we know first that this is a very small stadium.
Yep.
And then we agreed to take it there, and it's good for TV. That the fans,
yeah, sure. The fans came out, they're passionate.
But right there, you should start planning.
Austin,
the moment the whistle went off, when Ayo lost his penalty, the fans took over.
Austin, you could recall the last time we had such similar football also in Kaduna. Same thing happened against Egypt. CAF at the end of the day fined us. It was terrible experience for everyone to get into the stadium. Was one experience I don't want to remember. So, I mean, also like I said, NFF need to check themselves. I've always said this. I mean, they need to find a way to curb the situation. Even at Super Eagles game, we struggle to keep the fans at their stand. And it is a general problem in the country, and also the football people need to find this. We can't continue this way. You don't have a cup final, and at the end of the day, the presentation will be so poor with fans around. I mean, I saw it on TV, and I felt terrible for everything the federation has put in place for this Federation Cup. I beg your pardon.
That showed that it didn't put everything.
No. I mean, during the games,
that just
Austin
messes up the entire.
It messes everything up because
work,
and this thing really come up almost every time. It happens almost everywhere. And particularly Austin, I will say this with Canopilas. Canopilas fans need to be checked. I think LMC, NFF is about time they check Canopilas fans. I don't know. The sanction needs to be different this time around. They do it almost everywhere. But anywhere they go to, last year in Asaba, you saw what happened. They were so hard, on the match and the rest. So, I mean, with LMC and NFF. I'm talking about the league and the cup. You just need to come out on pillars.
Our football at every level, you don't have any business with the pitch. If you want to be happy, you want to celebrate, do it 2 minutes, touch your players and leave. Thank you so much, Toby, for stopping by. Always a delight to have you on the show. And of course to you, wherever you're in the world watching Sports Tonight on Channels TV. Thank you for doing this with us. Keep talking to us on Twitter. Channels_sports, Facebook, Channels IFA Sports. That's the show for the team. I'm Austin Okonakpan in everything you do. Remember, keep talking to us. Bye for now.